That's Grandma's old camera. I used to film a lot of videos on that a long time ago. Are you charging the battery there with the flowers? Oh, that's a good idea. Who needs new fancy fangled things when you have flowers?
Is it gonna work?
Everybody, thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi today. How was your week? Did you have a good week? I hope so. I had such a busy week, and lo and behold, I found a new thrift store. I was like a kid in a candy store. So I actually went to 5 thrift stores this week, and I am doing a bedroom makeover because I want my bedroom to be very cheerful this winter, and I was going to do it in green. Remember I told you I was going to do it in 1945 green, but I decided that I wanted to do it in lavender and white, kind of a farmhouse feel, kind of like farmhouse meets boho, and I achieved it. And I want to show you what I found at the thrift store that helped me achieve this new look for my bedroom. And plus I got a new beautiful lavender bedspread. So pretty. And curtains. Boy, did I go through it with the curtains anyway. By the time I get done telling you everything I'm going to show you, the video will be over. So I'm so glad you're here, and please stick around until the end of the video because I had the weirdest thing happen to me. I had a slight altercation with a lady at the store that had something that I had my eye on, and I've got to tell you what happened. It was a true moral dilemma for me. Living in a college town is very interesting. This is a new experience for me. When I do my thrift videos and I will show some pottery or a sculpture, someone in the comments will say, I know that work. I know the professor who taught that class. I know the professor who made that piece of pottery. I mean, it's incredible. And I think I ran into that today. But I just wanted to say, it's so different here, and the things that I'm finding are so different, and it's just so fun to share it all with you. The first thing I want to share with you that I got is 3 of these very old tins, and I love these. Have you priced these lately? Something like this that isn't even old is like $20 at Walmart, and I got 3 of them for $3.99, but they're so cool. I can put them on my steps with a little bit of corn, or I can hang these on my wall as an old wall pocket on my porch. There's a million things you can do with these. You can put soap in them in the bathroom. They're just cool as heck. So I was so happy to get 3 of those. I thought they looked really cool. There is nothing more beautiful than a lovely antique vase. But sometimes you can't afford it, right? So I've always said, when you are at the thrift store and you see mason jars like this and they're $1, they make the most beautiful vases, not pretentious. The light just shines right through them and it just makes the whole table glow, or wherever you set this down. I just got these hydrangeas from my garden, you know, like I do. This is another one of my favorite glass jars. And I just wanted to point out that if you want to bring light into your house, maybe you're someone who maybe, you know, gets in a few dark moods once in a while. If you have like a glass coffee table, or you just have any type of accent table, to be able to put something on it that reflects the light and just glows throughout the room, it's so cheerful and it lifts your spirit. So I just think, if you are at the thrift store and you see glass jars for $1, grab them. You can make them so pretty, and they really do elevate your mood. They elevate mine. Some really pretty things for my bedroom that I want to show you. I want to show you my new curtains, and I got a nice warm comforter for the winter, and I got a lilac bedspread. My shams aren't here yet, but I'm hoping they'll get here before this video goes live. So I want to take you into my bedroom and show you around.
I've had so much fun redoing my bedroom, and I'm so glad that I went with the lavender and white. I think it's really going to be pretty and cheerful for winter. Discovered this quilt off of Amazon, and I loved it at first for the color, but look at the embroidery on this. These are just so delicate and pretty, the hydrangeas. I did have to order the shams separately, and they are beautiful, and the handwork is just gorgeous. As an end table, I am using a very cute little Duraflame heater faux fireplace, and that's just going to work out so perfectly for me on that cold, cold winter night where Desi and I are just freezing. I love these curtains. Do you like these curtains? These are very sheer linen curtains, and because of the brick house and the plastering, I was not able to put my rods all the way up to the ceiling. You know, like you want to hang your curtains high, but I was not able to do this. The one thing that I wanted so much for my curtains is I wanted them to be beautiful and romantic and sheer, and I think I have that. There's flowers and butterflies, my very favorite things that will get me through winter.
I've been thrifting for over 40 years. I can't believe that. And I am surprised that my house isn't actually more packed than it is. But I do realize the house that I'm in right now is very delicate, and it is not a large house, and I have to be very, very careful not to bring in too many things. I am very, very aware of this.
This is my new mirror for my foyer, and when I chose the mirror, I wanted to make sure that I stayed true to the style of the windows, size of this mirror, and I love the atmosphere that it seems to throw off.
My granddaughter loves everything castles and kingdoms and the prince on the horse and being a princess. And I did open up a drawer at the thrift store, and inside the drawer was the sand castle. And I thought, I'm gonna get this and just put it around so she has something magical to look at. I was so happy when I saw baseball cards at the Salvation Army, and I took pictures of these and I sent them to my son, and I said, what do you think? And he said, they look cool. And so I got them, and I actually didn't get all of them because there was a man there that got the rest of them. It's a long story, but anyway, at least I got 3 pages. But when I got home, I didn't realize that one of the middle cards was of Shoeless Joe Jackson. And you know, I have had an amazing love affair with Joe Jackson ever since I was a young girl. A baseball player that was accused of throwing the World Series when he didn't. And he's kind of the subject of Field of Dreams. So when I got this page of baseball cards and I saw Shoeless Joe, I thought, well, I'm not giving that to my son. I'm going to keep it. It means a lot to me. And I've always thought there's some message that I'm supposed to take away from Shoeless Joe. And I still, after all these years, I just can't quite figure it out.
Shoeless Joe Jackson died a broken man, running a liquor store in obscurity in South Carolina. He once said his biggest regret was not the thrill of the game or the money he missed, but the shame he felt for not fighting for his own dignity.
When I was at Goodwill, I saw 7 of these blue willow cups and saucers, and they were only $5.99. How about that? Blue willow is not very feminine, but there's something about blue willow that appeals to men and women, and I love that when I'm setting my table. And what do I mean by that? Well, in the middle with a blue willow pattern, you are going to get 2 birds flying that look so peaceful and it looks so meaningful. Then you get like 3 chicks down here that are just going over a bridge. You get a guy over here that's on a boat, right? And he's just looking all zen-like. And then at the bottom here, you get a beautiful fence. And you know, to this day, the fence that was portrayed in a blue willow pattern in 1790 is the most popular fence that people put up in their backyards. How about that? Yeah. Also, if you ever watched the Andy Griffith Show and you liked Aunt Bee and Opie, Auntie Bart, she had blue willow. So if it was good enough for Aunt Bee, it's good enough for me. To me, when I am setting my table for a birthday party or Thanksgiving, Christmas dinner, it's not that one plate is so beautiful. It's not that one coffee cup and saucer is so beautiful. It's the totality of all the blue and the white all working together on a beautiful white tablecloth that makes it just so memorable.
Diet, the 17-day diet, the Dukin diet, the ultimate weight loss solution by Dr. Phil, who's kind of chubby, isn't he? I'm going to write a book someday called I'm Fat and I Don't Care.
I honestly don't know what this is. I rescued this sculpture from the Goodwill yesterday. It might have something to do with the art department here at the college, but on the bottom it says Raincatcher 1941. So I'm not sure what this is. I asked one of my neighbors who's an English professor if she had any idea what this was. And she said she thought it had something to do probably with the movie Streetcar Named Desire. You know, when Marlon Brando was yelling, Stella! And I don't know. I don't think so. I think it has something to do with baseball, but I don't know. This sculpture does not speak to me, but I thought it was important for me to rescue it. And I'm going to take it to the art department at the college and see what they think. But it felt important. Even though it didn't speak to me, I thought there's history here. I've been thrifting for 40 years. I said it once, I'll say it again. And I have been trying to find these C. Jure sculptures. And his last name is Jure. I believe he's French. And he signed his pieces. These were very popular in the 60s when it was mid-century modern. And they're beautiful. They're always with beautiful depictions of leaves in motion. That's what makes it so beautiful. And I collect these, and hey, I only have 3. That's it. That's all I found in 40 years is 3. Until yesterday. I was at the Goodwill, and I was in a great mood, you know, and I'm kind of moving my cart around, and this woman comes right by me, and she's got like 3 little kids with her. And what was in her cart? Oh yeah. Something like this, only twice as big. And this right now is going on eBay. The starting bid is right around $175. When they're signed, they can go as high as $2,000. And I'll link some of his work below. And everyone, the 3 I have are all signed. And one is signed Lee also. So I knew what she had, and I knew that what she had in her cart had to be worth at least $1,000. There I am in the store, and I want that so badly. It just speaks to me. That artist, I think he's just exquisite. So I was going to go over there and ask her if possibly, maybe for $20, could I buy that sculpture she had in her cart? And I guess if she asked me why I wanted it so bad, I would just tell her I collect them. I could tell her the truth. And then I thought, the truth? Is that the truth? I would pay her $20 for something that I know is worth $1,000 or more. And she has those 3 children with her. She wasn't a reseller. I did go over and I did strike up a conversation. I did say, what you have in your cart is so beautiful. And I believe it's either signed Lee or C. Jure. And if so, it's probably worth over $1,000. And she got tears in her eyes. She said, no. How do you know that? And I said, well, over the years, I've been thrifting a long time. And I love those sculptures. They're just beautiful, and they're very hard to find. And she held it up, and she said, I'm buying this for my mom for her birthday, because she just loves things like this to put on her wall. And I was so glad. I was so glad to hear she wasn't a reseller. I was so glad to hear that she didn't know what she had, but what she had was so special, and she was going to give it to her mom. And yet I realized when I overheard her talking to her kids that she and her mom were going to put it on eBay. And that's even more wonderful, because when I watched her walk to her car, I promise I wasn't stalking her. Her car was so old and so beat up. I don't even know how she had permission to drive it on the street. This is a woman who needed the money. This is a woman who didn't know what she had. And so instead of me trying to con it out of her, I never would have sold it. I would have just kept it. I felt like I did the right thing. And so that empty feeling of, oh gosh, I really missed out on that thing that I've been trying to collect for years. I had this feeling of, all right. For every stupid, petty thing I've done in the last year, maybe this makes up for it just a little bit. You should have seen the smile on this young mother's face. It was so cool. And I said, have you ever sold anything on eBay? And she said, no, but my mom has.
I thought a lot about that young woman getting into her old car. And I realized what happened wasn't about her or her mom or those adorable kids. It was about me. Me fighting for my own dignity. So years later, Ty Cobb walked into Shoeless Joe Jackson's liquor store, and Joe pretended not to recognize him. Finally, in frustration, Ty turned to him and said, "Don't you know me, Joe?" And Joe replied, "Yeah, I know you, Ty. I just didn't think you wanted to know me."
Hey everybody, thank you so much for spending this time with us today. I always love the time we get to spend together. If you get a chance down below, could you just share how you're doing going from summer to fall? How's that going? Please have yourself a wonderful brand new week. And when you're done with your week, you come back and see me and Desi, okay? Okay, it's a deal. We'll be here. Yeah.